What's up, guys? We're back to Burning in Hell, talking about demons with, honestly, the person who's been on the pod, I think, the most in the history of Burning in Hell.
What?
Violet Benson, bitch, is back.
Yay!
You know her from Almost Adulting. You know her from Daddy Issues. You know her from literally her face is everywhere. Her tits are everywhere. And we're obsessed with her.
Yay!
Let me move this. Wait, let me move this back a second. I just realized I'm turning backwards when I look. Perfect. Okay. Oh, much better.
Okay, good.
You flew all the way from LA today to be here.
Yeah, just for the day. And people are so surprised that I'm doing that.
You're just like a next level jet setter, I feel like.
Yeah. And it's also called Adderall, but yeah.
With Adderall, you can do anything. Also,
Yeah.
your family came from Russia, so like going across country is not that big of a deal.
Well, I'm so allergic to my cat that I was actually so excited to fly somewhere to take one day off from her so I can enjoy fresh air and not have allergies.
Wait, I did not know you were allergic to pancake.
Are you joking?
No. Isn't she like, and she's not hyperallergenic?
No, she sheds on everything I've ever. Even when she's not next to me, somehow I have her hair on me.
That is your
right now.
Yep,
It's here.
She makes sure you never forget her. That's the toxic trait. You loving the thing that you.
Yeah. What about my mic?
That takes you down.
Up. Okay. Sorry.
Love. That's a toxic trait of yours. The one thing you love being the thing that hurts you.
It's literally my most toxic relationship of my life is the one I have with my cat. And you know what? I said, it's 2023 and it's time to get rid of anything that's toxic in my life. And I'm starting with my cat. So when I come home, I said, bitch, you better be out of the house when I'm back.
No, you did not.
Yeah. I was like, you're gone. I don't care what happens to you. Not my problem. You don't pay rent. You're not thankful. Has she ever got me a gift for my birthday? Never. She's so ungrateful.
Not even a text?
Not even a text. She's so ungrateful. She's always like, Mom, food. Mom, I pooped. Mom, I scratched everything. Mom, I shed on everything.
Can I have pancakes?
Yeah, you can take her.
I don't know what's going on with you. Who took over your body?
I'm kidding. I'm so obsessed with her. I was just like, I have moments where I was recording other things today, and there's these random moments where I would just be like, I miss my cat.
I know. But most guys tell me they're allergic, and I think they're lying. They just are sexist.
I know they're lying because I tell guys I'm allergic to dogs if I think their dog's ugly. So they're lying. I am allergic, but not as bad as I am to cats.
Which dogs do you think are ugly?
Most of them.
Which dogs do you think are handsome?
Oh my gosh. Something.
A husky?
Germadoodle or something?
Germadoodle? Doodle?
something that
a doodle is a Jewish
Blake
poodle.
Lively has one.
Oh, I don't know.
They're hyperallergenic.
Oh, the labradoodles?
Labradoodle.
I'll kick a labradoodle. I don't like a labradoodle.
You'll kick them?
Like, I just don't.
I'm calling PETA. I don't think, you know what, at this point, you're not taking my cat.
I just think labradoodles are a made up thing that, like, white people use to cover their depression.
Okay, so this is perfect for me. What do you mean? So, like, yeah, I'll take it.
I want a little chihuahua to walk around with. Like, so bad.
You're lying.
No, I want one. I want a hairy chihuahua.
That's
what I call my pussy.
Who? I don't mean to. I get it. Like, Chihuahua owners are so obsessed with their dogs, and you know, when I see TikTok videos of Chihuahuas, at this point I've gotten used to them and I like them. But that's not a dog. That's like a rat.
I know, because I don't like dogs. I want a rat.
Yeah, I rather have a rat.
I was like, I want a dog that like is not too big and like loves to cuddle and like meow sometimes.
So
a cat. I like King Charles Spaniels. They have like the like.
Oh, I like those dogs.
Girl with No Job. They have them.
No, I don't know her, but yeah, I like that dog.
You know, anyway. Okay, wait. So, long story short, we're back in New York.
I'm here for the day. I flew in this morning. I did some stuff for someone. Then I recorded 2 other podcasts, and now we're here.
I haven't seen you in 6 months, bitch.
Stop.
6 months. Been since July when I went over to your house.
Really?
Yeah. What has changed? What's going on? Were you not having sex 6 months ago?
No.
You were
And I'm
going.
still not having sex. Why does the mic keep going down? Okay,
You were
so
celibate by choice.
by choice. I don't like these terms. I feel like I see people sometimes post and get want to show off like, look, I've been celibate, blah blah. Like, I'm like, what is the big deal? It's like you're either fucking or you're not.
Mhm.
Everyone goes through dry spells. It's not a
Mhm.
big deal. I masturbate all the time. But you know what? I just realized that was so funny.
What?
I forget that people get really nervous about their phones because they're being shady. And I forget that when I date, I'm always so fidgety with my phone. And I never realized until the interview I just did earlier today that people may take it as me being shady when in reality, I always get so nervous they're going to see the porn sites I'm on. And that's why I put my phone away. And they're thinking like she must be talking to so many guys. Like, I don't have time. My fingers are so busy.
So you
Something
leave the
else.
porn sites on your phone?
Because at one point I was going to the private sites and then I'm like, who am I hiding from? My cat? Like I live alone.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It's not
Yeah.
that deep. So I started going. But now it's like on my, you know how sometimes you have the safe search?
Yes.
Or like the windows where the ones you visit the most. I'm like, come on. It's not. I don't even visit it that much. Shut up.
So I watch porn on my computer. Is that crazy?
No, I do that too.
Oh, so you're like, I use all of the screens. I'm not discriminating against a screen.
I've never though sat and done on my TV.
No, I've never done TV.
That feels that then I would feel like I have a problem.
Then
I'd be
yeah,
like,
then you're creepy. Then you have a sex
wait, by
addiction.
the way, I haven't had sex since last 6 months ago, but guys have still gone down on me. Just want to
You just haven't had
clarify.
P in the V.
Yeah, I made the decision a while back to work on myself.
So you're the only one allowed to orgasm.
No, I'll return the favor if it's good.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm not even the guys that I've been dating. Who's at my house? Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Honestly, the guys that I've been dating have changed my mindset. Aside from me getting to know men more, not getting too attached to them, the fact that I've ever dated any men that made me feel weird about my vagina or feel nervous about going down. You know, I feel like when we're younger, we date, when we're in our early 20s, we date, or teenagers, we date guys and everything we learn about sex is through porn.
Hmm.
And that's what we think we're supposed to be. We're supposed to just act like a porn star. And then you don't even bother having them go down. You're like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it, babe. Like, let me just suck you off. And it's so nice when you start dating older guys.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Or what I consider older, like just not, someone in
Not in
their
their 20s.
early 20s. They're so obsessed with like going down on you, making you orgasm. Like this one guy that I was talking to a while back, I didn't even we can't even stand each other.
Yeah.
But we randomly one time started hooking up. No sex though. And he like went down on me. Then after he finished going down on me, he like started trying to make me squirt. And I've never squirted before. I was like excited for the journey though. I was like, cool, maybe this will happen for me. I've always wanted this to happen. And like and then when he was disappointed because I wasn't even sure if I squirted. I was like, wait, did I squirt? Why am I so
Or did
why
I
was so
pee on you?
confused?
Yeah.
Or did I pee? I had no idea what was
Same
happening.
thing.
He was just like, oh, whatever. And then I thought we were done. He flips me over and he starts eating my ass. And I was like, wow.
Wait, is this good or bad?
I was so impressed.
Ah.
I was just like, and it felt so good by how obsessed he was with pleasuring me. I mean, he literally just kept licking my whole body. And then when he flipped me over to lick my butthole, he was like licking my V again. And like the guys that I've dated, even though I haven't slept with them, the fact that they've been so excited to just pleasure me.
Yeah.
Like even this one guy, I was like, oh, I'll just use my vibrator. And he still wanted to try to eat me out while I was using my vibrator.
Yeah.
Like they're so obsessed with my V.
Yeah.
And it's such a, after that, I'm like, I can never imagine dating the men I've dated when I was younger. The fact that I just so focused on their pleasure and forgot I had any.
Sex. Thank you for sharing all that. Sex in your. This is an autoerotic. I mean, what is it called? Audio erotic, whatever. I just think that guys having sex with you in your early 20s, it can fuck your shit up because they don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You both don't know what each other wants. And then next thing you know, you think that's what sex is.
Yes, literally. Or even when they say silly things like, I normally can I say I hate using the P word, but I'll just say it because
Pussy.
ugh.
I've said it like 4 times already.
Oh, but you know when they make comments and they think it's so flattering, like I don't really like eating pussy, but I love yours, and then it still doesn't make you feel good because you're like, oh, so is he just normally disgusted, but he's doing me a favor? I'm
I
confused.
feel like first date we should start asking guys, "Do you like eating pussy?" Or
Literally,
because it's like I don't wanna be fucking 4 weeks in, and then he suddenly has this conspiracy theory against vaginas. I just think it says a lot about a guy if he, like if he at least I just think it's weird if he doesn't.
yeah, I agree.
Also, it's if he that's such a like, it's called triangulation. Narcissists use it, where they're, like, compare you to other people, like, "I don't normally like that in other people, but I like it in you, but there's other people," and it's just like a comparing, controlling tactic.
Exactly. It's just I don't know. It's I think a lot of women are just genuinely feel weird about their private parts.
Yeah,
It's so
I
true.
never really, like, loved guys don't going down on me.
Me too.
'Cause
When I was
it
younger.
complicates things. It's like, okay, well, now I have to be conscious of, like, if I'm gonna fart in his face, if I'm gonna do something weird, if, like, I'm gonna poke him in the eye with my Italian pubic hair.
My ex-boyfriend used to do this weird thing aside from cheat on me all the time. he, he did this other silly thing where he would always want me to send him pictures of my vagina. And then I'd be like, let's call him Bob. And I'd be like, come on, Bob. No. And he threatened me that he's gonna break up with me if I don't. So then I know now looking back, it sounds insane. Right. I know. But then we were together for like on off for 8 years. It took me a long time to learn my lesson. But it's so crazy. And he would be like, come on, send me a picture of your vagina. I need to see it. I need to see it. And then I'd be like, no, please. And then I'd be like, okay, fine, but last one. And then I sent him a picture of it. And then he's like, no, V, you know which one I want. And I'd be like, no, Bob, please don't make me do it. And he's like, V, send it to me. I'm going to break up with you. And he would love it when I would open my lips and send him the one from the inside. And I would be so disgusted with my own vagina because I still don't really understand. I'm not comfortable with my own body. And be like, please, Bob, no, don't make me do it. He's like, send it. And I was like, look, in the video, you're like, and I wouldn't even look at the picture. I just send it and I'd be like, okay.
But it's so you didn't have, like, a comfortable understanding of, like, why he was into it, and he also was, like, not hot.
I
That's
felt
not a
shame.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
also
feel
not a hot
flattered.
experience when you're, like, not comfortable with
You're
it.
being threatened.
Yeah. Yeah, but also it's like he wasn't making you feel comfortable, and then you didn't even feel, like, proud of it because you didn't even understand why the fuck he was being so forceful about it.
Literally, like looking back at it now, I finally realized, oh, he was obsessed with my V.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I didn't understand why he kept wanting it.
Yeah.
Although one time he also said, do you still have a picture of my dick? And I said, yeah. And he's like, can you send me that too? And I was like, what? Why? He's like, send it to me. I'm going to break up with you.
I just, when you said you like watching porn on your phone, I just envisioned you like one of those ESPN commercials where you're on a date, but instead of trying to watch a football game, you're trying to watch porn, and he's like talking to you.
Like,
you're shut the
or
fuck
I
up.
open my phone trying to show something. It's like, how's that music go? Just like,
Singles in your area. Do you feel like there's porn you've watched that has made you feel more comfortable with yourself or gain confidence? Or is it just like constant like, okay, this is some weird porn shit that I'm not gonna try to like copy?
there's some porn I would say that makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few favorite. I have a few favorite
Like I'm into
porns.
comedy porn.
I have a few favorite porns, but one thing that pisses me off the most about porn is when it's someone that's coming over to fix something in your house, and then I scroll to the end to see what happened, and they never fix the thing,
Oh,
and it pisses. Okay, there's this
How are
one
you
porn that
supposed
I
to
love.
come when it's like your house is falling down?
No, this plumber guy, this girl, her boyfriend ties her up, and then they hear something, and the boyfriend's like, no, I'm out. It must be your dad. And he leaves the girlfriend still tied up, which is so weird. Why would he leave her naked tied up? Like, if it's her dad. It's weird, whatever. So then she's tied up, and then the plumber comes over because she called the plumber earlier.
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh, where's your boyfriend?" She's like, "Just untie me." He's like, "But do you like this?" And she's like, "Oh my God, yeah, so much." Of course, that's usually. But anyway, then they end up banging. And the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm like, is he going to
Drip,
fix the
drip,
toilet?
drip, drip.
Because she
drip.
literally says, my dad called. He's going to be so mad at me. We need to fix it. And then they forget about it.
Signs you live alone in your 30s. You're like, can someone just help this girl out?
And then I go all the way to the end. He remembers to come on her face, but does he remember to fix the toilet? No.
Absolutely not.
Her dad's going to be so pissed at her.
These plumbers out here, like, never plumbing the right pipes.
But you have to, like, relax with the porn, you can't overdo it, because I remember at one point I needed handy people to come to my house to fix my sink. And I kid you not, these two men came over my house to fix my sink. And I kind of looked at them for a second and my brain goes, oh my God, this could totally happen. Like, I could totally bang them right now. Like, this is a porno. And then I was just like, oh my God, this is a Friends episode where if you watch too much porn on accident, you realize that everything can be a porn scene if you make it happen.
If you believe in it, anything could become a porn scene. We're on casting couch right now.
Yeah. Literally, it was two buff men in my house fixing my sink. And I looked at them for a second.
You just start tying yourself up. They're like, are you okay?
But yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is how it happens. And then I was like, are they thinking about that? They're also thinking about this? Like, no.
That happens to me with strippers, with like police strippers. Like, when the police come in and then they strip for like bachelorette parties and stuff. Now, whenever I see a hot policeman, I'm just like, what are you going to do?
You're going to do
You're
it
not keeping that shirt on.
Are you going to do it, or do I need to
No
ask?
one's that hot with a police uniform that's not going to rip it off and have a little man thong on.
Yeah.
Make yourself useful.
Ask next time. Are you going to do it, or do I need to ask twice?
Help me, officer. Okay, so it sounds like you are the most sexual, least sex active person I've ever met.
It's weird. I think when you go a long time without it, you miss it less. I stopped
remember what it feels like.
At this point, I'm like getting over that.
Has your vagina like sewn itself up? Or are you a virgin again?
Yeah, I'm basically a virgin.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Well, even when I've masturbated, I don't put anything inside of me.
Is this an energy thing?
Oh,
Not
yeah,
even a
I definitely
crystal?
don't like exchanging energy, but I think it was more working on myself. I think after me and the last guy we were talking, when we ended things, and he basically broke up with me because he felt like he wasn't ready to rush into anything. And he was like, I just can't do this right now. And I was like, what are you talking about? We're not even exclusive. And he's like, we're not. And I was like, are we? I was like, what?
It shows it's like so in people's heads, like their own perspective of what's going on.
Yeah. So I was confused because I was
Yeah.
still talking to other people.
Yeah.
Not hooking up with anyone else. Him and I weren't having sex. So he knows that. I said, I don't sleep with someone unless I decide I want to be exclusive with them.
Where'd you meet this guy?
Through friends. But anyway, he's a nice person. But anyway, it didn't work out. And then for 3 days, I had to make him feel better about our breakup by holding him while he would cry in my arms for breaking up with me. And I know it's crazy as it sounds, like, it sounds insane. It sounds crazy. And yet I was there making him feel better. And it's not because I'm like such a good person, like I'm sure I am, but obviously you have to sit there and you have to think, where are my motives coming from? So of course, after that, I started thinking, why was I so helpful for 3 days, just holding him while he's crying in my arms, dumping me? And I realized, because I was looking at that and I was thinking, wow, if this guy could feel so much after dumping me after 1 month, imagine how much he could feel if he loved me and he was with me for longer. And it was that feeling of, wow, he has so many emotions. I want all of them. And like,
Oh, so it made you want him more.
it had nothing to do with him. It was more, I stuck around because it was this way where I could speed up intimacy with someone. It was fake intimacy. He wasn't crying over dumping me. It had nothing to do with me. He was going through his own issues where I think he broke up with someone in the past. He thought he was
Yes.
finally over it. And then dating me, he realized he's not. And he was upset that he really wanted to date me and he's not ready. He was
Yeah.
disappointed with himself.
Okay, that makes a lot more
So,
sense.
right. But in that moment, I'm not realizing that. I'm focusing on me. So I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, wow, this person has so many emotions. about leaving me, and it's only been a month.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if we were together for 6 months, how much he could possibly love me. And the feel, and it's like, and then when I realized that that's what I was experiencing, I was like, oh wow, I'm not over my abandonment issues. Like this
Yeah.
is coming from abandonment issues, coming from daddy issues. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for fast intimacy without actually opening up to anyone.
And you realize, like, sometimes breakups, you really see the person for who they are, because they take all their walls down. They're not pretending anymore, and they're just like being fucking real.
Right.
And sometimes it brings out like really hidden stuff that you were like tucked away.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a beautiful bonding moment. Like, you'll never see him in that vulnerability.
Yeah, but I think for both of us, it wasn't about each other. It wasn't about us growing together by sharing vulnerability and then growing more. It was us learning something from it, and it was both of our own journeys. Like after that, I was just, to be honest, exhausted of dating.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped dating, and then I ended up focusing on work a little too much.
Yeah.
And then I was also not feeling good in my body, and I think there's this whole thing of destination where you always think to yourself, once I do this, then I'll be happy. Once I do this, and
Yes.
I got really hard on myself, and I was like, well, once I lose weight, then I'll feel ready to date someone, because I didn't feel comfortable getting naked in front of anyone
Yeah.
because I gained weight after getting off birth control, and I couldn't lose it, and it was making me feel bad about myself.
I remember you talking about that on social media, which was super fucking vulnerable.
Aw.
A vulnerable queen. I actually, like 5 days ago, just stopped taking my birth control.
Yeah, but most people don't gain weight when they get off birth control.
They say you actually lose weight sometimes
Yeah.
because it's like less estrogen. Actually, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But
Not me.
why did you gain weight?
Ask my body. I don't know. Why do you ask stupid fucking questions? I know. I guess we'll never know.
Why did your very valid? Why'd you get off birth control?
I got off birth control because a part of me felt ready to freeze my eggs. And I think that's another thing that a lot of us women, it's hard to get to the point that you're thinking, oh, is it time for me to freeze my eggs when you hit your 30s? Because it's kind of makes you feel that part of you thinks you failed because what you're supposed to do with your body is, get pregnant the natural way.
Mhm.
Or if you go through the process of freezing your eggs, then for me, it felt like confirmation that I am getting older. Because I don't feel older, but my
Mhm.
body is getting older. I
Mhm.
can't help it.
Mhm.
So it was me having to be forced with the fact that I'm getting older. And also, it's the fear of, can I even get pregnant?
Mhm. Which
That's
we
not-
don't even think about. We just are scared of it our whole life, and then one day we're like, "Wait,
I
is
get.
it even possible?"
I was literally. I'm going through the process right now, and I was literally so scared to find out. One of the reasons I didn't want to do it at first, because I was too scared to find out when they figure out if I have
How many eggs you
how my
have?
ovaries are. Like
Yeah.
I was so
Wait.
sure that I had nothing there. Because it's like we all had that one time that our boyfriend came inside of us and we didn't get pregnant, and we're like, oh, it's because I can't give
Yeah.
birth.
Yeah.
But my ovaries are great. Apparently they were super young and thriving. I found out. It was nice. But when I got birth control, I gained 10 pounds that I couldn't lose. And then I got acne on my chest, on my
Dude, being a
back.
woman is so annoying. Continue.
6 months later, I still have random acne on my back, which again made me feel insecure about myself. And then I would get acne on my
This is all hormonal, by the way.
neck. Yeah, on
All
my neck.
hormonal.
And it's cyst acne.
Cystic, yeah.
Cystic, sorry.
That's great.
I
yeah,
still have it. Like I still have it, and I
Yeah.
still have random acne on my back. And of course, it's not fun.
I want as someone who just got off my birth control, and then I was also like switching on to Prozac from Paxil, because apparently Paxil, it's an SSRI that you should not get pregnant on, but no one told me that, and I was like, God forbid I accidentally get pregnant. So I'm switching all this stuff. I break my hand, and I'm just like having all these feelings, and I feel like I was kind of PMSing, and I'm like, is it because I'm off my birth control? I'm switching this, and then I started like spotting because I went off my birth control, and then I'm also trying to have like a full stand-up tour. And I'm like, being a woman is so fucking hard. And like hearing you talk too, like we were talking about Trevor Wallace, who's this amazing comedian.
Aw.
He's like around my age. And I was like, Trevor, you're like me, like we're on tour, whatever. Imagine if you also were like, what if I accidentally had a kid or decided to have a kid in the next 5 years? Imagine having to factor that into all your shit.
And he's
he's
like,
like,
I don't care.
"That's
She'll take care of
crazy."
it.
I mean, my girl, if she wants it, but like, you're such an impressive, iconic entrepreneur, and you've been in the game for a fucking long time, and you've reinvented
75
yourself.
years.
78 years, dinosaurs were around. It's incredible. And your ovaries are so fresh as a little pumpkin. I do. The fact that you've been like able to combat all this, but I also think it's because you're so vulnerable and because so many people can like be on this journey with you. Also, I'm laughing so hard because we were like, what should we talk about? And we've literally talked about the hottest topics so far.
I know. But you know what else is so lame?
Yeah.
I'm getting my period, so I usually get it the first week of the month.
Yeah.
So I'm about to get my period, so I start to PMS is the worst. Is when
Yeah.
I feel bloated and I get really emotional.
Yeah.
And I got emotional on the plane because basically I'm legally deaf in my left ear.
Yeah.
And I've never made a big deal. Like I never really cared about it at all until the pandemic happened. And during the pandemic, it was the first time that it was kind of in my face because people wear masks and they had to be far away from me.
Oh,
So I couldn't read
yeah.
their lips and I can't hear them.
Yes.
So it was the first time that I didn't know how to react. And but I try to just pretend like it's not happening because I just don't want to add on. It makes me feel weak, you know,
Yeah.
because it's something that I can't fix.
Yes.
I guess with a hearing aid, but I don't know. I can't explain. I'm like in
It
denial
doesn't
about
go
it.
well with your outfits.
No, but it's the same thing. It's kind of I'm in denial about it. Like I don't want to add another thing.
Mhm.
So 2 days ago or like yesterday, I was laying on my cat and but I was listening to her purr and I was listening to her purr with my right ear. And then when I randomly was looking at something, I flipped over with my left ear and I could barely hear it. Like at this point, I could hear like 5% or maybe I'd even hear it. And suddenly my brain goes, fuck, I didn't even, are you joking? Like I haven't even processed the fact that I could potentially fully lose the hearing in my left ear.
Mhm.
Like I just lost the 10 pounds
Mhm.
that I was feeling shitty about, you know? And I just accepted my back acne. And here I am now. I'm like, for fuck's sake, like another thing. And I don't want to be that. I'm supposed to be strong like all the time. And like, that's just who I am. And like, that's my character online and who I am as a person. So it's hard for me sometimes when there's these moments where I'm just like,
It's like it's one after the other of things that you're
yeah,
battling.
I'm like, I'm supposed to be strong. And this is breaking me a little to think of like, I didn't even have a chance to think of the fact that this is another thing I have to consider, which is my hearing can go completely be gone soon
What
on my
happened?
left ear.
What happened on the plane?
So on the plane, so here it is. So when I bought my ticket this time, I put in deaf or like partially deaf or whatever on the ticket. So then there's two seats and I'm more closer to the window and there's a lot of noise on the plane and the stewardess is trying to talk to me and I can't hear her. And normally at this point I'm just over it. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Pardon. I keep saying pardon. And then I go, and then she goes, oh my God. Right. I'm so sorry. Cause they know our seats. Cause it's like in the business class. So they like know your names or your seats. And she goes, right. I'm so sorry. And then she goes, how does she do it? She goes like, do you want something to drink? She goes, do you want something to drink? Like so loud. And I'm thinking like, bitch, I'm deaf. I'm not slow. Like for fuck's sake, what is it? And I was just like, yeah, a Sprite. And then she walks away and I just sat there and I started crying because I was just like, I felt, and it wasn't because she thought I was slow or anything. It was, I started crying. I started tearing up because A, I'm emotional, I'm PMSing, but it was just like, fuck, is this going to be my life now? Like, and I felt, and by the way, here's the thing about humans. No one actually gives a shit about you. No one's thinking about you. When you think you're having your worst moments of your life, no one even pays attention. They're all worried about themselves and their IBS and whatever. And I'm sitting there and like, everyone heard it. Everyone on the plane heard this.
Everyone's like, that stupid girl.
I'm humiliated. I'm so embarrassed. And then the guy next to me looks at me and he goes, what do you smell like? And I'm like, as I'm crying, I'm like, what? And he goes, what do you smell like? And I'm like, fuck, I smell too. Like in my brain, I'm like, are you joking? And then he goes, no, what perfume are you wearing? It smells so good. And I'm like, Chanel. And I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this right now.
You know, I'd rather someone.
Who says, what do you smell like?
That's creepy as shit. I'd be like, I need a new seat.
I'm crying.
I'm crying.
I'm crying. And
Tears.
He's like, what do you
Sadness.
what do you smell like? I said, what do you smell
Or
like?
you'd say like, what perfume are you wearing if you really need to, but also absolutely not. I don't like that at all. I don't
know.
like
I was just like, I can't do this today.
it.
And then I was just crying, feeling sorry for myself, and I hate those moments, but it's fine. You need to do it.
I need to do it more often. Like I broke my right hands and
Did you not
I'm
cry?
recovering. No, I was laughing because it was a whole thing, and I'll talk about it on your podcast. I'm about to go on it.
Now I feel like a loser for crying about going
No,
deaf.
but I'm saying it wasn't it was more than afterwards, after I made fun of it, then I'm stuck with like no right hand. So you know during the day if like you drop something or you rip something or you can't open something and it's annoying, imagine like 100 times throughout the day. So like I would just like I'd try to open something and I'd spill something and I'd just be like, I can't, and it's like the
Yeah.
littlest thing.
So
Or
you
I'd have
have
to ask
cried.
my husband to do it. I haven't fully cried. It's
just
more been
need
like
you
I want to
I need
punch
you
a
to
wall.
cry for me.
I think I need to cry too.
It would just make me feel better.
Wait. Okay, what is your crying schedule like?
Crying schedule?
Yeah, how often are we crying? How often should I cry for my mental health?
You know, I don't really like feeling sorry for myself on the plane, but this is what happens. I've been holding off crying.
Yep.
And on the plane, I start crying, tearing up, and then I just couldn't stop. And I'm not even, and I
Are
can't.
you heaving?
No.
Oh.
Please.
You're like doing beautiful
No,
just
like pretty
tears.
girls. Like Bella Hadid when she cries and she takes a picture.
Yeah, just glistening. And the lips are a little supple and the little rosy
No,
cheeks.
yeah. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what I look like.
You're probably so cute when you cry.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
How did you know?
I mean, you just have like the doe-eye eyes. Doe-eye little deer.
Yeah.
You just look like Bambi.
Yeah, my eyes get really big, and then my cheeks get rosy, and my nose gets a little rosy.
Honestly, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Who needs blush?
Yeah, but you can't. It goes. There's a fine line between cute and then okay. You're a lot, right? It's a little much. It's a little much. I need to tone it down. It's actually science. Science tells you the men, something happens in their body where they get repulsed by you physically if you cry too much. Like if you go from help me, he wants to save you,
Yeah.
to he's like no.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
scientifically, I forgot where I read this research. If your tears are a little too many tears, it's something in his body that makes him turned off. Like if he had a hard on, he'll get soft.
If the MPH of your tears is too fast.
But like it's crazy when you're crying, it's literally your body releasing stress.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. I didn't cry. I've been holding off crying.
And
I started crying because I was feeling sorry for myself on the plane with the guy that asked me what I smell like.
Crying alone is an orgasm for your eyes. It's kind of like,
Aw.
I feel like crying is like masturbating. Like you shouldn't do it in front of too many people.
I rather not.
Yeah.
I don't like people feeling sorry for myself.
No, crying
me.
alone is good because then like you let it out. You can start again if you want. You could look at yourself in the mirror crying. That's fun. When you're like, looking at yourself sad.
Yeah.
If you don't look at yourself in the mirror, did you even cry?
Well, I didn't look at myself in the mirror on the plane.
Well, you couldn't.
Right. Because there was a guy next to me that asked me what I smelled
That was
like, and I'd rather
smelling your
just
hair.
not get in his way.
I was
at
trying
this
to
point.
snip your hair off and create a voodoo doll with it.
Yeah.
But overall, I love our life lessons. We love talking about business and shit, but you talk about how you're always like chasing the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. You've hit so many milestones in your career already, and I guess you're starting to reflect like the happiest times in your life probably were not always just because you hit a milestone.
Yeah, and it's something really weird every time you hit your destination. It's not it's
Final destination.
because everyone always tells you it's about the journey. I'm always like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Everyone says that, but it really is, because when you hit the destination, you're like, oh, now what?
It's a temporary high that's like really like quick and little.
Yeah.
But even like like you're talking about all the problems that happen, same. Like I feel like there's always something happening. You can either live your life waiting for all of it to go away, and it never will, or you can fucking find contentment in the ups and downs.
Yeah. I know, and the thing is, I needed that moment to feel sorry for myself, and I don't regret crying on the plane.
No, you
And
would, 'cause
also,
you would have cried about something else
stewardess
stupid if you didn't.
didn't give a shit.
No.
No one noticed it. No one was sitting there thinking, that's embarrassing. That girl's pathetic. Oh, she's deaf. What a loser.
Dude,
You know,
I'm
no
s-
one cared.
I'm so embarrassed of crying. Like I watched do you remember the movie I, Tanya?
Yeah, I've never
With
seen it.
more
though.
it's like an ice skating movie with Margot
Yeah.
Robbie. And I get there and it was like kind of like a premiere thing. So like, people are dressed up. We're all sitting in this like intimate theater at like Soho House or some shit. I sit down, I'm so excited to watch Margot Robbie. And the movie's like so fucking triggering to me. Like
Because you're an athlete.
as an athlete, like her coaches are yelling at her and like I start having like a visceral reaction. Like I start like like I'm making noises and I try to pretend that I'm like coughing, but I'm like crying.
That's even worse. Like,
And then through the whole movie, I'm trying to like make it look like so when the lights go on, all my friends can see me and I don't look like I've been sobbing for 40
Yeah.
minutes. I just remember being like, I gotta go. And I left, but like I literally was just too embarrassed. When honestly, like I wish I could have just been like, this is really hard
which
for me.
is so silly because
Also, the movie's supposed to evoke emotion.
no, but it's random trauma in ourselves that we haven't had time or haven't thought about releasing and crying it out, and that's what happened. It triggered something that you never healed, and that's what I mean. Like having this conversation right now and talking about my reaction on the plane, it feels silly, but because I'm able to say it out loud, I'm not a prisoner of something I felt shame
But
about.
also, I
because
could
there's
think
nothing
of
embarrassing about
I could
it.
think of 10 things that happened to me in the last week that made me want to cry that were way less intense than like what you experienced.
Way less intense. Oh, that's nice. I thought you were gonna
I
say
mean, no,
way
you were
worse.
dealing with like a public thing and she was calling
It's not
out.
that. It's the realization like, oh my God, is this gonna be my life now? Like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. I think I'm still processing it. I'm not I don't even think because normally if I talk about things, especially on my podcast, it's after the fact.
Mhm.
Like, okay, this happened to me and this however
And
came
this is
in.
what I learned.
And right now I'm in the middle of it where I have to just it's not I mean it's not a big deal because I could literally just get a hearing aid, but it makes me feel I just didn't realize it's another thing. I
So
have to
over
think
time, it's
about.
gotten worse.
Yeah, I think I was 20% hearing
And you were born
in
like
my left.
that?
Yeah, I only realized that I was deaf in my left ear as a teenager. Like
Yeah.
it was never an issue for me before, and I didn't care. But I never thought that over time I would probably start losing the hearing more and more, and realizing now that it's probably like 5%. It's really wild, but it's kind of interesting to me. I was thinking, I wonder how regular people hear. I was like, damn, have I never been able to hear what you guys
I was
hear?
low key jealous. I'm like, you don't have to hear all the stupid shit everyone's saying on your left side of your body.
I know, it's amazing.
Like if someone's annoying you, you're like, can you go to this side?
But it's hard to explain this to people because when you say, "Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. I'm deaf in my left ear," or I'm deaf," I feel like it's the same as when people say, "Oh, I'm so blind."
Yeah.
So I don't think people. I don't know how to
Yeah, people
explain
think you're like,
myself.
oh, I'm just like
Yeah,
whatever. And it's also weird because they're like, you have the other ear, but that's not how the body's not supposed to just hear from one side.
Yeah,
I understand your anxiety though, like, because I have panic attacks based just off of like physical stuff that I can't control. So like when I broke my hand, I started having a panic attack because I'm like, I can't control what's going on with me. Where like
yes.
so you with the ear, it's like you can do everything you can, but it's something physical that's just like happening to you.
Exactly. That's what.
So
it's
you feel this
upsetting.
weird out of control feeling of like
Yeah.
fuck, like I'm me, but I can't fix my fucking hand right now. Where like if it's emotional thing, like when you get nervous, you're like, okay, calm down. Or like you get scared, you're like, it'll be okay. But when you can't hear in your ear, you can't be like, oh, let's fucking just snap our fingers and get it
Yeah,
back.
exactly. And there's other people involved, and you don't want to annoy them, and then you feel just
True.
embarrassed.
Or you can like lean in fully, get like a really cool hearing aid and become like a influencer who promotes
Yeah,
that kind
somebody
of
on
stuff.
Love Island UK from last season has she's fully deaf and she
Wow.
has a hearing aid. Yeah, she
Can you
made it
speak
look
in
cool.
sign language?
No, but I should learn at this point.
Maybe. But it is I wonder how many people like even listening to the pod
Oh, I
have those
hope.
little things about them that might not be like fully capable, like you're able passing, someone would call it, I think.
I wouldn't say able pass. I'm deaf in my left ear.
You're definitely like, but like if I look because you don't have stuff, it like
Oh.
you're passing like as if you don't have any ear like
Okay.
problems.
Yeah.
But you do.
Right. Well, that all is like very American with the whole something passing.
Yeah.
I just never understood. Like, I don't think we should judge
Yeah.
a book by its cover regardless.
True. True.
But I rather keep it to my. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me.
Mhm.
When I cried, it's because you're right. I lost control, and I like to be in control, and it was frustrating that I can't fix the situation on my own, and I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me or treat me differently.
Mhm.
Like talking slower and louder and moving your hands. I just said I just want a Sprite. Just a Sprite, okay? Not a show. I didn't ask for a show. I asked for a Sprite. Thank you.
And also, you survived it. We can now laugh about it. We cried, we laughed, and you're gonna have similar experience that happened with you in the future with
It's
it.
fine. I feel fine now, actually. I feel better that I shared it, and also like you sharing your experience with your hand and you getting a panic attack makes me feel better. I think it's nice, it's so nice to share things like this because even if someone can't relate to the hand or the ear,
Mhm.
there's so many worse things in this world,
Mhm.
and there's someone else that's having a worse. I remember actually one of my shows I did when I did stand up last year for a show, and afterwards I tried to make actually it's a terrible example, but I tried to this one um fan that came. I don't like to use the word fan. So this one
Follower.
ticket buyer, she came. I just don't like the word fan.
Yeah.
A friend,
No, I don't
my
like it. I
bestie.
don't like it either.
Yeah, it's someone who appreciates my art. Art lover.
I love your work.
Yeah. So after the show, she really wanted to talk to me and she was going through it. So after we did the photo ops, she stayed longer and I really wanted to then give her my attention. And she was crying because she just got MS.
Ah,
She just got that. And my cousin, well, I'm oversharing, but my cousin has MS.
one of my
And
best friends does too.
well, you know what's crazy? It's not about you right now.
It was about my best friend.
I'm kidding. You know, it's hard when people listen to audio and they don't see the video. They can't tell the sarcasm. So I was trying to make her feel better because she just got diagnosed and she was being very negative. So I tried to make her feel better by telling her the story about how I was born with no enamel in my teeth.
Mhm.
So which means I just always had very yellow teeth and I have cavities and root canals in all my teeth because there's no enamel to protect them. So I've been bullied.
That's completely out of control.
Yeah, so I've been bullied for that my whole life, and it's one of the reasons I dated later in life, and it's one of the reasons I
You have a good
talk to boys.
personality.
One of the reasons I have such a great personality.
Yes.
Because I was ugly.
Yes.
In my head, at least.
Most girls with tits like yours aren't as funny.
Or, I mean, they don't need to have any personality. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I would need to do nothing. The bigger tits are, the less nice you have to be. That's, I think, the rule. I'm
Oh
kidding.
my God, I'm so jealous.
But like I didn't care that I had big tits because I was so embarrassed to ever kiss boys because I was thinking like, what if someone kisses me and then they realize what type of teeth that I have and they're gonna be like, ew, you let me kiss you
Mhm.
with those teeth? That's disgusting. What if I get what you have?
Mhm.
Like that was my thoughts. And my first kiss and my first boyfriend was when I was 17.
Mhm.
I lost my virginity after high school. But the point is, I was trying to make her feel better by telling her that I overcame something of. I mean, the first time I felt beautiful was when I got the celebrity type of veneers, and that was at 25. So, or maybe 26, I forget, but like literally like 7 years ago,
Mhm.
was the first time I finally felt beautiful because before when I would have veneers, and I have veneers since I was 5 years old, it would be through insurance, and through insurance, it's not the celebrity veneers. So because my teeth are so yellow, it doesn't matter what type of capsule, enamel, veneer, lumineer, all those words, whatever you put over my teeth, the yellow is so there that it
Mhm.
shines forward.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter how white you put over my teeth will still look yellow. And then you constantly have to change it more often. Even my
I mean,
celebrity.
it's traumatizing.
Yeah, exactly. And my teeth can break easily too. It's a constant fear if I bite on something, my tooth can just break.
Mhm.
Sometimes my crowns in the back of my mouth just come out when I eat
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
Like one time it was like important dinner. My crown fucking comes out and I had to like close my mouth and I was waiting for the person to finish the conversation so I can spit on my
You're like,
crown.
what's that?
But look at that. Before, like, because I was so scared, I was about to swallow the crown in my
Yeah.
mouth because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, trying to make this girl feel better. And then she goes like, she's like crying. She's like, wow, I wish I had your problem. Like, I literally was like, I didn't feel beautiful until I was 25. The first
Mhm.
time I looked in the mirror, I was like, you're beautiful.
Mhm.
And I saved up money to finally get these teeth
Mhm.
and blah, blah, blah. And I know what it's like. I mean, I'm sure I can't compare. And she's like, wow, I wish I had your problems.
Mhm.
And I go, you know what? No one likes a negative Nancy. If you're gonna because I was so tired at this point. I was like, I fucking performed for 2 hours. Then I did photo ops for 2 hours. I sat with her for over an hour. And she's like, wow, I wish I had your problems. If only. And she looked at her sister. She's like, if only. And I was just like, you know what? No one likes negative Nancy. You're gonna be this negative, you're gonna lose everyone you love. No one you love is gonna stick around. And then I was like, I realized what I said. I was just like, and then she looked at me and her sister goes, you know, she's right. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Don't always get life advice from comedians after 2 hours of performing. It's a dark mindset. But I mean, honestly, I'm tired right now. I've been touring for the last 3 weeks, and I feel like we always get to like the deepest life shit, but it's like life is just a bunch of bad shit happening to you, and it's your choice of how you want to respond to it. And it's super powerful once you realize that. No one doesn't have bad shit happen to them. Everyone's having bad shit happen to them.
I just don't want to have back knee and like anxiety and depression and I gain weight and I have like now I'm deaf. It's like, for fuck's sake, like pick a struggle. You know, it's like it's a little like it's a little
it's
a lot.
ADD. It's like ADD from God.
Oh, and I have ADD. It's like, oh my God, for fuck's sake. Oh, and you don't have a man, so you have to freeze your eggs. Pathetic. Pick a struggle.
But what's funny is someone is looking at your Instagram right now going, holy shit, I wish I could be Violet Benson.
That's so nice. I wish. Yeah.
It's true, though. That's why our world is so crazy. But on a positive note.
Wait, on a positive note, I know we're about to wrap up the podcast, but I don't know, actually. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, we actually are soon.
Oh. Wait, can I share my story of something similar that happened when I skied?
Yeah, of course.
Or were you going to ask me something that's like life-changing?
No,
Okay.
but for people who don't know, I talked about it on Giggly Squad, but I hurt my hand. They say it's like might be a little fracture. It's gonna be fine, but I hurt myself skiing.
So
and it
funny.
was
I think I even retweeted your TikTok. I'm not familiar, by the way. Like, I'm one of those people that just forgets that I have any followers on the internet because I just use it it's like a job for me.
Yes.
So I do these things where I go on Reddit pages to talk about shows that I like, and then people will be like, why are you here? And I'd be like, fuck. Or like I do this thing where I like comments on TikTok and on Instagram that make me laugh. It's usually more than the post.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that people can tell that I'm liking their stuff.
Yeah.
So like on TikTok, there was this guy that pissed me off that I stopped talking to, and people were kind of clowning him in the comments. And obviously I would never publicly clown anyone. I keep that stuff to myself. I feel like it's not a good look.
Clown with your best friend.
Exactly. It's not a good look in general to put anyone down publicly, in my opinion. The truth always comes out because everyone gets tired of pretending. So if you know someone's true colors, just wait.
And they're eventually going to mess with the wrong person who is going to call them out.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be you.
Exactly. So I avoid that stuff. So randomly this guy was getting called out and I was just like, finally, I'm in it for the long run. I've been waiting for this. Amazing. So, I was having one of those days where I'm feeling not great about myself. So of course I'm enjoying for a second someone else's downfall. So then I see the comments on the video about him and I'm like, huh, that's true. Fact. And I'm just liking it because that's what I do on TikTok. I don't know how TikTok works. Like even when I repost videos, I don't even know where the videos go.
Yeah, I don't know where they go either.
But then sometimes I see people liking my repost.
Yeah.
I don't know where it goes. So anyway, I'm liking the things. And then suddenly I start seeing comments on that video going, oh my fucking God, Violet Benson, I can't believe you liked my comment. I love you so much. And I'm like, so then I was like for 2 hours just going unliking like every single comment that I liked from the videos about this guy. Because I was just like, wait, people can see what I'm liking? I had no idea. I don't know how social media works. Just let me. It was so embarrassing.
And it's funny because your whole job is social media. Wait, so you reposted a ski video, you were saying?
I reposted your ski video.
Oh my God, thank you.
It was so funny. But I'm talking about me liking comments. Now you know on TikTok, if you like other people's comments.
People can. They also know if you press save on their video, they get notified that you saved someone's video.
I didn't know this stuff. Because I guess I never check. I post and then I log off.
Yes.
The social media stuff.
Yes. But it's funny because when I hurt my hand, I was with my husband, and he just starts filming it, and we just naturally start laughing. And the guy was like, "Is she crying?" And he's like, "No, she's laughing." And he's filming it. I'm like, "Babe, this is not like whatever." And then after it,
Are you so happy you filmed it? It's so funny.
but then I felt all this pressure. I was like, okay, I have to announce to everyone that I broke my hand, and I have all this video footage, and I'm like in pain, and I was editing this video with like my left hand, and I was like, how do we make this the most?
Oh my
epic
God,
video?
right.
I know dude, I can't even like texting.
I'm
it's a
dying to
pain in
talk
my
about it on
ass.
my podcast.
So I finally posted the video. I decided, like, I was going down that ski, whatever thing it's called. It was long. Like, I cut it down to like a second. It was like, I was going down for like 5 minutes. Just
Where
like,
were you?
Vancouver. I was there for comedy. And all I did was bitch about skiing every single set. And I just posted a video of one of the sets just shitting on skiing. How I'm like, how are you so bored and terrified at the same time? It's a stupid sport. And then next thing you know, the ski gods rallied against me.
It's really what happened. Or do you do your listeners?
Basically, I was on a green. And I was feeling cocky, and it was my first run of the day, and I didn't want to be there. And I hit like I don't know I just fell. And when you fall with skiing, there's no like right way to fall. So like when you fall, you just like pray. And I fell, and like my body kind of landed on my hand, and I just kind of crushed my hand.
But I feel like it's hard not to laugh. I laughed so hard when I saw it because your video is so brilliant. She's like, let's go skiing.
The music too, when it was like, I forget what it was, but it matched like Bad Girls Do It Well.
Yeah, and then it's you just getting carried out. And
I really was like, I just hurt my hand. Everything else was fine, but I started having a full-on panic attack where I had to lie down. So I'm like lying down in the middle of this place where people are just skiing by your head, and you're like, I think I'm gonna die. And I'm like, you have to call ski patrol. I can't ski down. Like, I'm having a full panic attack. By the time they came, my panic attack was done, and I was like, I'm kind of just hungry.
That is so funny. That's so funny.
What happened with your ski situation?
Okay, so this was years ago when I was dating my cheating ex. We were back together. Whatever weekend, we decided to celebrate by going to Mammoth or Big Bear, one of those snow places. And I was like, "Wait, I'm not really good at skiing." He's like, "Don't worry, baby, I'll teach you." Forgot about me within 2 seconds, and the snow was gone. I was like, "Where do you go?" I don't know. So anyway, then he says, he goes, "Don't worry, I'll teach you." So we go up somewhere high. And then everyone leaves me.
No.
So I don't really know how to ski. And then I know the one time I tried to snowboard, and when I snowboarded, I was really high and I snowboarded into a tree. So I was like, oh, this time I'll ski. How hard can it be? You just cross your legs into an X.
Yeah.
So I do that. And then after a while, like I just keep falling and falling and falling. And I was like, I'm really over this. And I guess we went really high up, and they say, don't take off your stuff, like your gloves or anything like that, because you can get high altitude sickness.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just like a myth, like the clitoris. I was like, that's not real. I would know, you know? So I should be a comedian. So basically, I tried to ski, and I just keep. Okay, this is what I did. At one point, I was so over it. I'm so up high, and I say, "Fuck it. What if I just try to roll down?" So I purposely trip and just start rolling down to try to get down the stupid hill, and then I don't roll down enough. But now I'm just covered in snow, and then I'm like, ugh, I just need to warm myself up by taking off my gloves and trying to warm my body by then removing.
Because you're also freezing throughout all the trauma.
Right, but I'm not processing that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So I remove my gloves, I remove my hat by trying to warm my hands. Then I try to warm my body. And then apparently high altitude sickness, not a myth. So then something happens, and I start like seeing stars, and I start to get really dizzy, and I'm getting really nauseous, and something's wrong. Like I suddenly can't get up. I don't even remember what it was, but so they had to call the ambulance.
And your boyfriend's nowhere to be found.
No.
I hate him so much.
He's having the time of his life.
He should be filming you, making fun of you at this point.
I know. He would have clowned me. So the ambulance people come, and they're like, okay, we have to bring you down the hill. So, I mean, it was really cool what you guys had.
The toboggan.
I wish I had that. so for me, they had to carry me by basically one guy holding one hand, the
No.
other guy holding the other hand.
No.
And then they're holding me like this and then just like skiing down the thing. And I kept feeling so nauseous. I was like, please hurry, please hurry, please hurry. So then they finally go all the way down to the ski area.
Yeah.
And then I had to sprint to the bathroom because I had to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
And I start throwing up really bad. And as I'm throwing up, I'm starting to get frostbite on my hand.
No.
So now it's the point that it's past pain. It's burning.
Burning. Yep, that's what happened to me.
So then I have to finish throwing up really quick, flush the water, and stick my hands into the toilet water because I couldn't even get up.
This episode is so unhinged.
I couldn't get up. And then I stick my hands out and I throw up more. Then I finished and I go back to return my gear. And at this point, I go to my locker, and of course, my shit's in the locker. I just want to put my shoes back on. And I want to go back to our room because I have no shoes, and I just want to kill myself. And you know how, I don't know how much these things cost now, but you know how it's like $1 for the locker?
Yeah.
And some people cheap out. So I look above the locker, and I see all the shoes of the people that cheaped out. And I see a pair of Uggs, and I say, fuck it. Today's the day I steal. So then I put on a pair of Uggs, not mine. So I apparently the guy probably, whoever left the Uggs out, they obviously regret it. It was almost my size. And
somebody listening is like, that bitch stole my Uggs.
So if you're listening, I stole your Uggs. You should have paid that $1. I sold the pair of Uggs and I walked back to the room. I took a Xanax and I passed out. And then like 7 hours later, my boyfriend and his friend and my friend were finally back. And they're like, what'd you do today? And I was like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Literally nothing.
Like nothing. Just
that is like
put my
such a
hands in
typical
puke
day of
water.
skiing. Skiing, if you didn't cry, you didn't.
I don't think I cried.
I mean, I've cried multiple times skiing. It's not a sport. It is a leisure activity that some people are weirdly good at and enjoy, and some people, it's not worth it.
The fact that I felt so over skiing that I decided to just roll down the snow is insane.
No, I've gone down on my butt before. I've been like, fuck this. And then Des will be like, stop. And I'm like, I can't stop. So I just keep going.
On your bum?
On my butt.
Okay, why didn't I think of that? I just rolled.
No, you just go on your butt. You're like a sled. The fact you rolled is so chaotic and beautiful, but that is the chaotic energy you bring to the world, and that is what I love about you. Violet, I'm about to go on your podcast now.
Yeah.
We're doing our cross promos. You guys know it. You love it. Where can people follow you, listen to you, watch you? Give me the tea.
You can follow me anywhere except to the snow. Don't follow me there. I'll mislead you. You can follow me on my Instagram, Violet Benson. My podcast, Almost Adulting, on every Tuesday and Thursday. I almost forgot. Every Tuesday and Thursday. It's amazing. And there's a reason why we're the #1 mental health podcast for women.
Yes.
And you can also follow my meme account at daddyissues_.
Obsessed with all of it. And you could also listen to past episodes she's been on to get a full journey of how we got here today.
Yes. And tune in to my episode of my podcast with Hannah because it's so good.
Almost Adulting is next. And thanks you guys for coming to hell. As always, bye.
Bye.